as I continue the journey of decluttering all my environment and spaces around me that causes any kind of challenges for weight loss or my personal health and well-being, then I need to attack it and address it head on. So the just in case syndrome is kind of a mystery, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be. This is how it manifests in your wardrobe. Just in case syndrome is about, hey, I think I can wear this later. I don't know, I might have an event to go to, something like that. But there's so many reasons that we can give to ourselves to not give away and get rid of those items that are not needed or not necessary. So if you hit this head on, then you will find you will discover a new sense of style about yourself and discovering you. Now, that itself is pretty fun in my opinion. So number one, elimination by default. If you haven't worn it within a year, which is the 1 year rule, now we know we don't need to have rules. This is kind of a guideline that most people go by. And if they haven't worn it in a year, then you toss it or you donate it, whatever makes sense. Now we are throwing out the rules and we're going by a 6-month guideline because 6 months usually covers 2 seasons, in my opinion, yes? And it does, right? Usually it does. So 6 months usually covers 2 seasons. And so there's different temperatures that you're coming across where you will utilize either winter, fall clothing or summer, spring clothing. And so you can tell if you haven't used it in 6 months, most likely you're not going to. So therefore, it gives you the opportunity to go ahead and release that piece of item that you've been hanging on to. So that's something that I would say is break the 1 year rule and go by 6 months of these 2 seasons that you cross over. And ask yourself the question, do you still need it? Do you still want it? Does it make you feel great when you have it on? Answer these questions, and if they are a no, then say bye-bye. But being a minimalist is very personal to you. And if it's something that is getting in your way from your focus, from your production, and from just being relaxed and de-stressed, then it's time to eliminate it. And this is one thing I want to address about that just in case syndrome. In the case of me decreasing my wardrobe by 50%, which, yes, if you see my closet, it is looking like it has not been touched on eliminating. There's actually about 6 or 7 large trash bags that I use to donate my clothes. Now, shoes is another thing, but right now I'm in the midst of that and working through my shoes. But what I want to address is the just in case syndrome. Is about placing things aside and can't let go, feeling guilty. And I think I have some ways, some really simple, easy ways of how we can address the just in case syndrome. In the meantime, you set that clothing aside, maybe it's in a bin or a box or something, but put it away and separate it completely from your wardrobe that you have already set up for yourself. And then see if it's something that you think about or you feel like you're missing, you have a gap in your wardrobe that you need to fill and go back to the box. Now, you have to be careful about that because you know in the back of your mind that these items are available to you, but we don't want to make that a habit of just continuing to pull things out and adding back into your wardrobe if you're still not using it within the 6-month range. A time and season. Now, there is always a time and a season for these certain items that you wear. And this is why we had that 6-month guideline to see if you're gonna really utilize that certain piece. I have certain clothing that I actually still had the tags on. And for me, I knew there was no season and no time that I actually wanted to wear it. Otherwise, the tags would have been taken off and it would have been used. So that was easy for me just to give that away. In this matter, you're separating your clothes by the season, and then you're looking at the maybes as well. but then you know the seasonal items you can set aside. You're really reviewing it and seeing how it feels to you. Is it necessary? Is it going to take up an amount of space that you really don't want to give up in the first place, or you can't afford the space that it takes up? So review it and look at it as, hey, is there an ROI here, meaning a return on the investment, for what I spent on it, and how many times do I actually use it? If I'm only using it once and then it's sitting in a closet for the rest of the year, then there was no time and there was no season for that certain item. So there's a way to just let it go. And number 3, quality over quantity. You want to buy and invest in those clothing that are going to last a long time, but also they can be a lifetime to hanging on these types of pieces. And you want to look at what suits you more. I like to say this is a hanger fantasy. So it looks good on the hanger, the piece you may have bought, but when you put it on yourself, not so flattering, right? But you have a problem with letting that go because you spent so much money into it. But once again, this is about quantity that is sufficient for you. Most important is the quality and how it makes you feel and how it makes you look. And if it makes you feel good, then yes, keep it. If it doesn't, let it go. It doesn't matter what you spent on it, because basically it's a debt that's sitting in your closet and that you owe. It's a form of guilt, and it keeps you prisoner to those items that you did spend. But once you give it away, it will make you feel quite better. You won't really regret missing that item because you weren't wearing it in the first place. Because owning sustainable fashion is the key to happiness and just peace. I have kept a couple of blouses in my closet over 15 years, and it's still a nice style. It's something that I enjoy wearing when it's time for that season to wear it. Experiment with mixing and matching. I know that I can just go shopping in my closet and I find items that I haven't tried in a couple of years, or I didn't even realize it was there. You know, I'm just a jean and t-shirt kind of gal. This is something that I embraced in the last few years, and to be more simple in mind. But now I'm really looking at different textures with tops and bottoms and playing with that. And so I see that I'm not even shopping outside. I'm not spending any money, and it doesn't cost me an extra dime whatsoever to find new looks and that are easy, simplistic, and fun. And if you feel good in it, then why not mix and match and do it with style? And this made me feel like I was shopping in my own closet, which I was, because I found items that I hadn't seen maybe 3 or 4 years because there was so much cluttered there. If you don't have a visual on your whole closet at one shot, and you can be able to eye it and see the items right there really quickly, then you're able to make decisions really fast and put on the right clothes and match them up together. Now you have new outfits that you hadn't thought about before. So if you look at these things, and it creates this style that is all you. I have a style where, hey, I like jeans and t-shirts, and I like Chucks, flat shoes. I didn't wear flat shoes for a long time. I wore heels for about 30 years, and yeah, it gave me bunions. I wore my heels and I loved my heels, but I am realizing that I'm not utilizing like I wanted to. I don't really need as many pairs. I know there's certain events that I will go to maybe throughout the year, so I keep a couple of pairs that may be different colors that will match any outfit. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And that's it in a nutshell. Simplify your wardrobe, be able to mix and match, and to have some experimenting with different textures and see how it feels and makes you look. You can break all the rules of fashion out there because it shouldn't matter if your style is timeless. Yes? Number 5, the capsule wardrobe. Everybody has spoke about the capsule wardrobe. What does the capsule wardrobe really mean? So the capsule wardrobe really refers to a small collection of your best pieces and timeless pieces, right? That you can create and recreate, and that will keep you sustainable. At the same time, it gives you joy and happiness of the best items that you have chosen for yourself. Number 6, mindful shopping, avoiding impulsive purchases. We have so much access at the tip of our fingers on our computers as we shop online more than ever. And for me, yes, I can easily have an impulsive kind of purchase first thing in the morning when I'm looking at social media. I know how easy it is to do that. So I do have my own rule for myself. If I'm giving away items, then I can only replace half of what I've already given away. So for every 2 items that I've given away, I can only replace with 1. Make sense? And the final one, number 7, recycling by giving. And what I mean by that is you're recycling your items. And so in the just in case syndrome, think about it that way. Don't feel guilty about what you're giving away, and don't feel like you are throwing something away and you paid good money for it. You're actually helping somebody else. And that's what we're on the earth to do, right? Is to help others. So give that to a single mom, or maybe she needs clothing to interview in, right? And needs a suit. I gave away a couple of suits that, yes, they were still in impeccable shape and are really nice items, but yes, for a minute I was like, oh, should I give that away? But at the same time, I know that I'm helping somebody else to be able to just to get out there and to find another job. So this is what I mean about recycling by giving. It is what we are here to do on the earth. And then we have, many, many quotes. Do not forget to do good and to share with others, for which such sacrifices God is pleased. Yeah, I want to please God, so I know you do. So keep giving and give it away if you don't need it. But even if you think you might need it, a little bit of that, just know that it's for the greater good and you're doing something wonderful for someone else on the earth. And that is why I am doing the cleansing and decluttering of my closet. I know there's more to do, and I'm looking forward to really getting in there and even cutting it even another half from where I am right now. Basically, this has helped me discover my own style is by decluttering, because it's really a psychological understanding of discovering yourself and discovering what perks your interest and where you're at today. What you may have liked a year ago, 2 years ago, or 5 years ago may be completely different today as we maturing and aging. And it's just like fine wine, right? Because that's what we are. And so your choices and what you have chosen for yourself a couple of years ago, it may not make sense today. And remember, your style never goes out of style because you are timeless. It's about finding you and knowing what looks good on you and finding that style that fits you, but also clearing your mind so you're really motivated to feel better and be healthy. No matter what size we are, we all can look wonderful, sophisticated, and just gorgeous. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to speaking with you on the next video. And just remember, you can always begin again. Cheers.